Red VTV following the 16-12 defeat against the Huddersfield Giants, and the hangover continues from Sunday.
Burnout. Players are burnt out. 14 wins on the spin from last week, and they still perform like what they did from last week as well.
It seemed like we carried on like we did last week as well, coming out straight away, and I think we made 5 handling errors in the first 10 minutes, just trying to overforce it instead of just trying to build our way into a game and not trying to score early on. And it nearly started out so well, didn't it? We got the opening kick-off, got the ball on the try line and set the tone with the knock-on straight away.
Straight knock-on, but it's the way it's been. Everything that we've done tonight just did not come off for us at all. But we're still forcing too much too early in the set, not building into the tackles, just not building any momentum whatsoever. And it's just really getting annoying now.
Again, Huddersfield went 16 points up, and there were 16 points that all came on the back of Saints' errors as well.
Exactly. Like what he just said, shit. But we're just forcing it too early. That's all I'm saying. It's just forcing it too early, and they're doing too much. Not going back to basic rugby, because this is like a Cunningham performance, basically. That's all it was. When Holbrook came in, we weren't doing the basics or anything else. Then Holbrook comes in, we do the basics, everything comes off. So we need to go back to basics.
Is it a case of just maybe like resetting a little bit?
I'll hit the reset button, because what we were doing start of the season, we're not doing it now.
Come on, Paul.
But now, is it just getting towards the pressure of being 8 points clear at the top now, than whatever it is?
Your thoughts?
I was getting ready to tweet and say, is this going to be 3 consecutive first halves where we've been nilled and we just about scored?
I was actually looking up the records. Have we ever had 3 games? But we left ourselves too much to do, and in the second half we just looked a little bit bereft of ideas. If we'd have played another 15-20 minutes, maybe we wouldn't have scored.
I think a lot of players look tired, quite a lot.
Player burnout.
Yeah.
We won 14 matches on the spin. Now you don't do that for nothing, but it seems to now doing it for nothing.
Now I know it's strange to say when you're miles clear at the top of the table and gonna finish top regardless, but we go to Wakefield away next Thursday night, and if another defeat there, and all of a sudden does it become a little bit of a mini crisis? I'm sure there'll be a lot of clubs who'd like a mini crisis being where we are on the table.
Mid-season wobble, innit?
If we're going to play like this, is the time now to get it out of the system?
Possibly. I'd like to see just a couple of changes, really. I thought Ashworth had a good game when he played at Wigan, and we've not seen him since. And, we haven't got a big back, and there's not many to replace. And Peru's side's been attacked and just going tries down there. No.
I know we've defended it a lot in recent weeks. Ben Barber, just the body attitude, the attitude. I don't know.
I thought the booing was poor tonight.
I thought the booing. Who were we booing at the end? Was that
Barber? Because he ran off straight down the tunnel.
As soon as Lomax.
Oh, is that what the boo was for?
As soon as the ball went
I know Barber went straight off down the tunnel.
Yeah,
I couldn't work out whether it was for the team or.
As soon as the ball went into touch, Barber literally was getting off the field. He was
just signing his NRL contract by the sounds of it.
Do you know what? And I think somebody needs to have a word then. At the end of the day, if he wants to go back to the NRL next year or not, sort it out at the end of the year. Sulking isn't going to get him. Going to help us or help him. We're paying his wages. If he doesn't want to play, drop him for a couple of weeks.
I thought he would have been dropped tonight.
But
I would have.
Do you know what? I can take mistakes. I can take maybe a lack of fitness, putting your hand up to play. But I don't think what anybody will accept is bad attitude. Yeah. I think the last time we saw it was maybe Kyle Eastman towards the end of his stint here.
It was encouraging during the game. You can see him trying to get people involved.
And I know it's
not a miracle work.
No, it's not. But again, it was a couple of his own errors that probably led to Huddersfield tries, not taking bombs clearly. And do you know what? I'm not going to bag Ben Barber because he's been great all year, pretty much for us, until he probably got that little bit of an injury. And he looks like the Ben Barber of last season when he wasn't fit.
Exactly. Yeah.
So next week, what do we do? Do we continue persisting, playing a full strength side, or we try and rotate it a little bit?
Rotate it.
I'd like to see a bit of rotation as well.
We've
been very, very lucky with injuries at the end of the day. Have we played about 20, 21 players? It's crazy.
So ridiculous. Yeah, we've not really played that many players this season. And any player that's come in, it's only just to recover. Swift's just come in on the wing, makes into centre. as soon as Morgan comes fit, it's all the way back to the full strength squad.
I think what we've got to do is we've got to stop these slow starts. We can't afford to be giving teams a lead and something to sit on and something to protect. And
well, it was almost a great start, and I'd like to see that back if it was a knock on or not, because we get the ball back for the kick off. And
definite knock on it. It was in front of me. Literally dropped it.
The positive from tonight though was Lomax has that little slip at the end of the first half. If he gets that ball away, Farge goes in under the sticks.
Yeah.
It's fine margins, isn't it? The Huddersfield points came on the back of our own errors. It's not things that we can't solve. I think the problem is from earlier in the year, when we were having bad 15-20 minute spells, our goal line defence was absolutely bob on and teams weren't capitalising on it. At the moment, teams are getting over the try line.
Yeah. I don't think they'd made any breaks apart from 3 tries on our line.
You look at the second half scoreline, 6-0. That was the second half scoreline.
It just feels like a hangover from Sunday.
Continued.
But yeah.
And you could see, like John Wilkins done his whippets and flat caps this week, and you can hear in his voice how deflated he was, because obviously he's realising he's at the end of his career, and it must rub off on the other players as well.
John Wilkin announcing he's going at the end of the year as well. Looks like he's going to play on. Very strange announcement, I thought, for somebody who's been such a club legend. And there was talk of it slipped out in the podcast, but the podcast never went out live. So if you don't want it to go out like that, why put it out? It's a very strange one for me.
I thought it was hinted at a couple of weeks ago, and then obviously Parlow signing kind of suggested he wasn't going to stay, and he's got something planned, and whether he can't say anything because of that, and then that's held back the announcement that he's not been offered the contract. I don't know. You know, to me, he's like Marmite. I don't mind him as a player.
You know what?
He's done great stuff.
He's been a great servant for the club, and I think somebody put out the other day, I think like 40 out of 60 appearances at half-back in a 3-year period when he was never a half-back. And he did that probably sacrificed his international career for it.
He did. He missed the England tour at the end of that season because he played half-back for us, and he's not played for England since.
Right, we move on to next week. It's disappointing, and hopefully we get it solved sooner rather than later. And I'd like to see an announcement on Barber either way. Yourself?
Yeah.
If he's going to go, say he's going.
Just go.
We've had these conversations where we're saying he's not going.
We said at the start of the season when before the Wigan game.
The club needs to. And do you know what? If nothing's been sorted, the club needs to come out and say, listen, if you go back to Australia, that's fine, but we want a fee for you. You're not going for free. Why should we suffer as a club and allow an NRL?
Well, we should expect a bit of compensation for his end of his contract.
With the money,
he's contracted to the end of next
season.
Exactly.
With the money floating around the NRL, if he wants to go back to Australia, you charge him a fee, or Ben, if he does want to go back, he can go and sit on a beach for 12 months.
Exactly. I'd rather sit on the beach.
I miss this lovely St Helens weather. Anyway, right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next Thursday night at wonderful Wakefield.
Great.
See you later.
That's all.